are with another session on the theme circular economy. And now we are going to have a panelist on the topic Lab on Circular Design, Environmental and Social Perspective under the theme of Circular Economy and Waste Reduction. Adriana Romero, Shubham Prakash, Kanika Ahuja, and Gautam Malik.
Hello everyone, my name is Adriana Romero and I'm the H&N and Imana representative. As we know, the textile sector plays a key role in driving industrialization, trade, development, and social value. However, it also struggles with its contribution to a triple planetary crisis on climate change, nature loss, and pollution. Talking in numbers, it emits between the 2 and 8% of the world's greenhouse gases, and it's responsible for 9% of microplastic pollution in our oceans, among other examples. All this besides a deep social impact such as forced labor, exploitation, and underpayment. And it's in this context where the topic of this slot actually takes relevance, because the transformation to circularity and sustainability will allow to address those impacts. Nonetheless, it's important to mention that this can be achieved by only one actor alone, but rather it requires all the stakeholders, including brands, producers, and customers, to use their resources and efforts to work together towards a common goal. In Animana, we do our best from our position as a brand, seeking to transform this current linear textile economic model and redefine growth and making the products keep their highest value, while also reducing the amount of material needed and chemicals used in their process. And for this, Animana only uses natural fibers from camellids, ships, and species that live spontaneously in its production, those being an excellent renewable resource and 100% biodegradable, and their production has a neutral carbon footprint. In addition, Animana supports the recultivation of native Peruvian cotton variety that has been cultivating for some 100 years. The artisans spin the fibers by hand and dye them with pigments obtained from native plants, reviving techniques inherited from their history. Industrially spun fibers are also used, but only in their natural shades or natural dye. The production, processing, and export of all these fibers is vital for the development of local communities. And in addition, all this is made under the pillar of traceable and transparent production that encourages a consumption sufficiency since it motivates awareness and responsibility in the market. Today, Animana employs 8,500 artisans, 50 small and medium enterprises, and 15,000 natural fiber producers throughout its value chain. Also, Animana accounts with stores in Argentina and exports to France, UK, China, USA, and Canada. And all this labor has been recognized not only by our status as a B Corp, but also with the Best of the World award by the Social Business Certifier B Corp of our work in the Changemakers and Communities categories received in 2019, and with a recognition made by UNEP as an example of sustainability and good practices this year. Furthermore, it has allowed us to work in new projects with our sister NGO, Hecho por Nosotros, among which the international internships in India for co-creation made with the Winsestein Honors College of Netherlands is worth mentioning. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and we are really thrilled to hear about the different projects and perspectives that are present here today.
Hi, all. I am Kanika Ahuja, Director of Conserve India. Conserve India is a social enterprise that founded its roots in 1998. Over these 25 years, we have been working in environmental sustainability, primarily focusing on innovation of recycling and upcycling technologies to create sustainable fashion and home accessories. But the social aspect and advocacy for policy have always been integrated values within our work. We, along with our partner producer groups, have been able to utilize over 60 tons of plastic and textile waste in the last year alone to create upcycled fashion accessories. We have been exporting our products since 2008 to Europe and America and only see this market growing in the future as we talk about circular design today. Our primary work has been in innovating materials and processes for waste like single-use plastics, pre and post-consumer textile waste. We have even prototyped a technology to upcycle post-consumer synthetic textiles. We upskill and empower grassroots groups to use these technologies. This is where the real impact comes from, both in terms of environmental and social KPIs for circularity. We consult with businesses on how they can reduce their waste and become more circular. We have created some knowledge tools for this, which I'll be taking you through later. We continue to create more awareness on these topics and advocate for positive policy change in the areas of inclusive circular design space. For our materials, we have a large technological catalog. We have machines that are adaptable to size and both for plastic and textile waste. These include the traditional recycling methodologies like shredding, injection molding, and extrusion. But we also have proprietary processes like handmade recycled plastic for LDP waste, 3D printing from waste, bioplastics, PET waste recycling, and similarly for textile waste, recycling yarn and spinning and weaving of this recycled yarn. Over here, you can see some of the products that we produce. Our products range from the fashion category, from fashion accessories to 3D solids and recycled hard plastics, where we can produce lifestyle items and furniture items, and recycled textiles, where we use recycled yarn as well as hosiery and textile for creating fashion accessories. We work on upskilling and livelihoods of marginalized communities. We work with various communities of waste workers, artisans, and youth, whoever is looking to engage in a livelihood opportunity to work with waste. Working with waste materials, we realized that the workforce needed a mindset shift as well as reskilling for creating efficiencies in working with waste. The waste supply chain is complex and fragmented. After several years of running a standalone factory, we set upon creating a decentralized peer-to-peer network for consistent flow of materials and greater impact on the ground. We work in building the capacity of artisans, waste workers, and youth groups in different processes of production for using waste materials like sourcing, cleaning, processing, and product making from this waste, as well as creating awareness around this topic to create a mindset shift on how waste is viewed by these communities as well as by end consumers. This is a case study of one of our groups in Kashmir. We have been working with Swachhagrahis and who are waste workers and youth, a total of 30 people in the group. And in the last 4 months, they have been able to upcycle 800 kgs of textile and plastic waste. We are separate. We've created a marketing brand for them called Posh Bags, and this is a waste to entrepreneurship approach where we are creating this as a micro enterprise model and a model pilot to show to the locality there how waste is an opportunity. We also work with the businesses on consulting them how they can use their waste or how they can integrate technology to create additional revenue streams for themselves. We worked with Interface Floor from the UK and did a research project for them to understand how nylon 6/6 can be extracted from discarded fishing nets. We also created an additional revenue stream for them to understand how carpet tiles can be sold in the resale market and in upcycled market in India. For e-commerce platforms like ShopClues and Flyrobe, we have created mechanisms to upcycle their end-of-life garments and to create and assess the business viability and environmental impact of these additional revenue streams. We've done a research and development project for NYU, a Dutch company, to create a zero carbon waste method to recycle textile waste using the traditional craft of charkha. There are some specific tools that we have created for businesses for a smoother shift to circular economy. This is the Circularity Index. It's a specialized points-based system for businesses to understand where they lie on this index. Gaps and improvement areas are marked depending on where they, in between the materials, designs, production, use, and end of life. It assesses the whole supply chain for businesses to understand their gaps and develop and implement key recommendations. This is an app that we are currently designing to create more efficiencies to track textile waste. Without the tracking of this data, we are not being able to create efficiency in the textile recycling space. And there is also like how low value and high value textile is all being shredded and combined together at this point because of the lack of data and infrastructure. This pilot designs to track volumes and quality of the waste so that we can extract maximum value for creating impact in the textile recycling space. Advocacy and creating awareness for socially and environmentally just supply chains is something that we have always been keen on. We have been a very open voice for fair trade. We have been working with the Ludhiana textile cluster to share knowledge on how the Ludhiana textile industry can become more resource efficient and circular economy. This was done with the International Trade Center. We're also seeking a fair trade town certification for Ludhiana to make it the first North Indian fair trade town. We're working with the University of Utrecht on a 3-country project between India, Spain, and the Netherlands to assess the social impact of circular economy in the textile value chain. And we have also developed a community of practice between companies from these 3 countries to exchange learning and ideas in circularity for the textile value chain. The specific partnerships have come into play where we facilitate these collaborations so that we can create more efficient supply chains as we all transition towards circularity. Thank you.
So at this platform, I would start by asking 3 crucial questions. Firstly, wouldn't it be great if there was a one-stop platform that can be leveraged to create a localized impact for global problems like plastic pollution? And whatever circular model for plastic waste, the recycling could ignite grassroots community to create change. And what if this model have the ability to reach out to multiple communities all across the globe? Good day. I am Shubham from PlastiSkul in India, bringing you PlastiSkul, a system change model for plastic waste supply chain. It is founded on a decentralized territory-based approach where we not only look towards managing plastic waste, but drive solutions and innovation that enables community to derive value from this waste. PlastiSkul is a French-based global consortium that enables integration of upcycling plastic waste, creating awareness and inclusive pathway for people to contribute. PlastiSkul, the consortium of PlastiSkul shares a common vision where we aim to decontaminate plastic from and relocate it within the economy by creating product which has light ecological footprint and create a circular bottom-up model. Our mission is to impact plastic waste generation through microfactories which act as a solution and knowledge development in plastic waste. So PlastiSkul works across different target group of student and youth, marginalized community and green entrepreneurs. Though PlastiSkul, we are able to provide community recycling and infrastructure for plastic waste to create product of value, upskill grassroots worker for circular job, and provide recycling as a service to budding entrepreneur, and provide educational content and opportunities to students across multiple country. A mix of these product and services provides a self-sustaining, financial and impactful model. Our pilot micro factory being set up in Gulu, Uganda. PlastiSkul through this pilot project has been able to create awareness on plastic waste by reaching out to school students and upcycle territorially generated plastic waste. After a successful pilot in Uganda, where we have worked with over 12,000 students, we are now running two pilots in India with marginalized community and youth, and using PlastiSkul approach to build a community-led and community-owned micro enterprise, which leverages local plastic waste to create upcycle and recycled products. The meta network of PlastiSkul enables peer-to-peer knowledge sharing of prototype innovation and designs all across the globe. Creativity thrives without the shackles of class and limitation to resources. We foresee different use case for PlastiSkul, where in the tier 1 cities we are looking to create a cultural shift in how we view waste through everyone is a maker and a creator approach, and provide a platform to make, take, repair, and exchange. Whereas in developing countries, we see creating a decentralized supply chain that is capable of managing waste.